Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. This is episode 78. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Eric Bador, Nick Schwartz, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free. Zero anxiety between the last recording and this one.
Oh, that's great. You didn't stare at the ceiling while you were taking a piss?
Yeah, we there's for audience, there's about 4 minutes between recordings, so didn't allow myself much time. I think the last one, recording 77, kind of put me at ease, and I feel like normal again. It's nice.
That's great.
Let's go back to the source of this anxiety. What happened in Detroit?
Oh my God. Can I tell you, actually, Detroit was a lovely weekend.
Are you eating?
What are you eating? What are you eating?
You guys were talking about anxiety, and I realized I needed to take my medication.
Oh.
Is it chewables?
No, it's
Oh,
swallowable.
okay.
It sounded like you were eating ice cream.
Yeah, I had a pill between my teeth, and I realized that was very obvious.
Can you imagine if ice cream was medicine? If they were like, yeah,
Oh
I
my
need you
God.
to, I need you to
Fuck
have
gummies.
2 grams of Rocky Road.
Jeff, just so you know, me and Nick had this conversation with Gracie yesterday. She was like, I wish bad food was good for you. And it's like, ice cream's not medicine. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, what happened in Detroit?
All right. Well, Detroit was a great trip, but let me tell you how it fucking started. That wasn't great. I have an enemy. I have found my new nemesis. I'll never see this little dickhead again as long as I live, I don't think, but I have his image burned into my brain, and I will never forget him just because of how rude and obnoxious he was. And just the amount of space that he took up as a human being. I wanted to throttle him. I just wanted to throttle him, but you can't do it. You can't. You gotta be. You gotta be peaceful. Gotta be peaceful people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But last week we recorded this podcast, and then as soon as we hit stop, I uploaded the file. I already had my bags in the car, and then I drove to the airport to go to Detroit. We're gonna have this nice weekend in Detroit. Me, Emily, Burn Dog, Vanessa, Gavin, and Meg, and then we were gonna meet Emily's family up there who lives there, and of course Kent and Sarah and it was just going to be a big fun weekend, and I imagine we'll talk about that a lot today. But it started with this trip to the airport. Emily had already flown out early, so I was going by myself. It was one of those things where I had 2 hours to kill, and you don't want to just sit in your living room and stare at your phone or a watch every 10 minutes and go like, So I just said, I'm just going to get there early. Got there early. Thank God I did, because the Austin airport the situation is untenable. It is under construction. This is going to sound like old RT content. I don't want it to. But they're rebuilding the airport. They're doubling it in size. They're doing it while not shutting down the airport. And also Austin's become, one of the most popular travel destinations. And so it's just insanity. It's like Costco on Black Friday at the airport at all times when you go there. So I get there. And I'm like, thank God I got 2 hours to kill because I'm going to be in line for a while. I'm going to give you guys a little life pro tip. If you're a heavy traveler like I am, you probably do stuff like get TSA PreCheck, you get Clear even, maybe get Global Entry, all these things that'll make traveling easier for you if you do it all the time. If you're a person that travels once or twice a year, probably not worth the money, But if you're doing it every week like I used to, you sign up for all this shit because it makes your life a little bit easier. Throw all that shit away. You don't need it. I went into the airport. I looked over to the left. The regular check-in with no TSA PreCheck, line's empty, right? Not empty, but there's 20 people in line. I go across the other side of the airport, the entire other side of the airport to where the TSA PreCheck and the Clear is. And there's a line of Clear that is comically long, and the TSA PreCheck line is comically long. And I thought, I'll just get in the Clear line and see how long it takes because I have all the time in the world. I stood in the Clear line, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I moved 4 people in the time that I watched the entire TSA PreCheck line empty and refill. And I thought, this is ridiculous. What they were doing was they were having people, you would sign in with your eyeball scan for Clear, and then they would queue them up, and then they let you through one at a time. But because of the government shutdown and TSA, running on fumes right now because they're not getting paid, and then all of the construction, and then all of the fucking F1 traffic because it was F1 weekend, and all the nonsense. It was just standstill. And so I'm looking at my watch, and I still got plenty of time, and I'm getting kind of bemused by it. So I mark the lady who was the most noticeable. She had bright clothing on, and she was third person in line in the Clear line. She had already done the eyeball scan, and she was just waiting to move through. And I thought, I bet I can get through before she does. So I get out of the Clear line and I go through the TSA PreCheck line, which is very long. I make it all the way through the TSA PreCheck line, go into security, cross over security. I look back. She hasn't moved. The people in that clear line probably stood still for 45 minutes. So my life pro tip is do not use clear in Austin right now. I cannot recommend it. Probably don't need to use TSA pre-check. You can probably just go over to normal.
Can I ask a question about Clear? I don't have it, but it looks like people do their face scan thing and then just go up to the guy anyway. Like, what does it say? What does it do for you?
You do the face scan thing, and then they walk you directly to a person who then lets you through. Like, you go through immediately. You go ahead of TSA pre-check and all that stuff. But when it's not working, it's not working. And the reality is it was a good bargain for travelers who travel a lot back before everybody used it. But now everybody's got clear, everybody's got TSA pre-check. The lines are so long, you know, it's like everybody's a VIP now, right? So the normal line is way shorter. And so my life pro tip is, at least in Austin, just go through the normal and just fucking deal with taking your shoes off or whatever. It's not worth it. Okay, so that sets the mood for where I am. I've been standing in line now for like 45 minutes watching everybody else get to go but me. Go through security. I walk through. Here's what you do when you walk through security. You walk into the little room, you turn to the right, you stick your hands up, they scan your dick and your face and everything, and then you walk through, and the guy gives you a thumbs up. The courteous thing to do now is to walk all the way to the back, as far back as you can go, where the trays are collected, because other people are in front of you that are waiting for their bags. If you walk right to the mouth of the scanner and stand there and wait for your bag to come out, you're in everybody's way because there are 7 or 8 people in front of you, right? So I walk to the back, and what do you say? 6, 7,
100%.
6, 7, yeah, 100%. And so I walk to the back, and I'm hanging out there. This fucking turd of a human being walks through right behind me in a black, I think it was an Armani suit. He's got Dolce & Gabbana shoes on. He's got an Hermes pocket square. He goes through, and then he stands right at the fucking mouth. The first second you could pull your shit out of the scanner, he's right there. There's fucking 15 of us all crammed into the space. And he just stands there, and the second his stuff goes through, he stops it with his right arm so it can't push through anymore. And then he very slowly takes and puts his watch on and puts his wallet in and grabs his glasses and takes his Dolce & Gabbana luggage, and he's shuffling around and putting stuff. And meanwhile, the other stuff is backed up like he's creating a traffic jam. And all of us are just watching this fucking dickhead do this and take all the time in the world like none of us exist, right? And then he does the most egregious, rudest, fucking shittiest thing a dude can do. Then he leaves his tray and just walks away. So I go and I pick up his fucking tray and I put it back where it goes, and it unclogged the lane so that then other people can start getting their shit. I wanted to find that guy, and I wanted to just strangle him until his dumb little eyes popped out. He fucking, I hated him so much, guys. I hated him so fucking much. He doesn't know who I am. He's never going to know who I am, and I'll never see him again, and he'll never see me, but God help him if I do. God help him if I do. I'll never not be mad at this man.
I don't think you remembered your place as a side character. He's clearly the main one. Get out of his way.
Yeah.
He's the only one that matters.
It was the most main character energy I have ever seen, and it was just offensively rude.
You didn't say anything?
No, I didn't say anything.
Wow.
Well, you can't really ever say anything.
Are you serious?
Anymore.
I say stuff all the time. At the airport?
I say shit all the time. Listen, we'll talk about a lady who I stared daggers through at a diner, and I made it very clear that I was uncomfortable with her. And but I did just and this guy was a little guy. Like it wasn't like he was intimidating or anything. He was just gross. And it's one of those things where it's like unfolding around you, and you're kind of like not immediately aware of it. You kind of like you turn around and you see what's happening, and then you're like, and then you just stand there incredulously and look at him like, is this what you're doing? Really? I think I may have said like, really? At some point, but the guy's oblivious. He doesn't give a fuck. And then he's on his phone talking about his business deal or whatever. Dickhead.
I just think if ever because I want to say something all the time, I never do. But if I did, I'm just going to be there having an argument in front of the government, basically, as a foreigner.
People are fucking crazy in 2025 too. You gotta be careful.
That's true. That guy, CEO of Two Cake Studios. Never believe it. We just talked to him. I found him. I caught him.
Anyway, that's how my trip started off. I was pretty fucking annoyed, and I still hate this guy. And I want him to know wherever he is in life that there is somebody who wishes ill will on him.
Why, by the way, did you rush out after our recordings and miss the Battlefield recording when there was another flight like 2 hours later?
I didn't book that flight.
Oh. Yeah, I just got that one.
Checkmate.
We weren't recording Battlefield when I booked the flights. That came later.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I looked at the calendar. And I was like, oh, I'll just get the later flight.
I'm not going to change my flight for a $200 fee or whatever. This is Delta Airlines. I don't have status with them so that I can be in a 45-minute Battlefield video.
Well, I had fun.
Here's a good ass video. You blew it.
It was fun.
Ah, well, what are you going to do? I was too busy having this experience. I was sharing a moment with a dickhead in a suit.
Where did he go after that?
I got away from him. I was mad. I was like fuming mad. Like I had to get away from him. I could have.
You're still mad.
I could have confronted him. It was. Sometimes you got to remove yourself from the situation because you realize you're irrationally angry about something that nobody else has even really noticed, or if they did notice, they're minorly miffed. But you're you're out of control, angry about it, and you gotta be like, well, I recognize that I am having a disproportionate response to this situation, so I should leave.
The world is loaded with people like that. There's like mouth standers at every machine in the airport. Like baggage claim is the same, where people just stand right at the ramp.
That's the worst, dude. Baggage claim, fucking hell.
And then you get some people, you board a plane and then you're behind someone who had to put their bag like further up from where they were sat, and then they make you like get out of their way as they try and come back against all the trap. Instead of just ducking into the side and waiting for a gap, they make everyone stop and shimmy all the way back to their seat. I feel like traveling is just a test of patience.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's because no one says anything. You let them get away with it. I don't know.
You just can't.
I don't know.
You can't get into a fight on a plane because you'll be banned. It's impossible. You can't say anything.
Especially not around 8 TSA agents. Like the next thing you know, you're on a fucking watch list.
I don't agree with what you guys are leveling, but I understand what you're saying.
The next thing you're doing, you're going through separate fucking security in a second room every time you go to the airport. I've already been in that world. I don't want to do that again.
So we're 13 minutes into your Detroit trip, and we're at the airport.
Oh yeah, so I got on a flight and went to Detroit. It was great. We had a wonderful time. I don't know what stands out to you, Gavin. What do you want to talk about?
Let me look at my notes.
There was this fucking lady at this diner who wouldn't leave.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Did you have a good time?
I had a blast. I had a blast hating this woman. I'll tell you that.
We went to a hockey game. Andrew sent me an invite to Power Wash game on Xbox. What's that about?
I was just seeing if I could make multiplayer work. I was just testing it.
In the middle of the podcast?
Yeah. Didn't impact anything.
I think Andrew was getting tired of being at the airport, so he just booted up some Power Washer.
Hey, he's off to fly somewhere else.
I was just making sure it worked.
I learned a lot about hockey.
Oh, did you like it?
I like it. It's the first American sport I've watched that isn't 28 to 48.
Okay.
North America.
Okay. I'll accept that. Continue.
Well, you're not even. You go back to your Xbox. We're having a conversation over here.
I'm locked in on American hockey that he's telling me about.
You're playing GTA 5.
It scores like football, like soccer football, in that, one is really exciting when it happens. But where it differs slightly from soccer, in my opinion, is that everything that happens is sponsored by a different company. Like the power play is sponsored when it happens. And the shovels, when they clean up all the ice, the shovels in the bucket were sponsored by Carhartt.
Mm-hmm.
Says the guy whose every football jersey is 99% advertisement and 1% team.
It's mainly focused on the outfit or the stadium. But I just liked the events that may or may not happen are sponsored.
They got fancy ads now on the boards too, Gavin, for TV where they swap them out. It's graphics they display on them. So it's not just locked in with one company. It's a variety that they filter through.
So they can localize it.
I guess, yeah. It's more, I think, a real estate issue of we can now sell this space to 8 people as opposed to 3 people.
There was some barbecue place or something was a sponsor, and it sponsored the sweet moment of the game, which was just a highlight of something that happened about 15 minutes earlier.
So my favorite thing with all that, I started doing it this year watching the NFL. is they'll be like, and now we bring to you the Skycam by Walmart. In my head, anytime they bring up something like that, I imagine somebody was on a phone and was like, listen, we're not going to be able to have a Skycam Walmart unless you give us this money. Please, please allow us to have this Skycam.
We're desperate
Not that
here,
they're
Walmart.
advertising on top of it, but that like Walmart funded this and it only exists because of
provided.
that sponsorship. There would be no sweet moment without this barbecue place.
And when the Walmart money dries up, they put the Skycam back in the Pelly case.
That's not that different from like there would have been no Face Off season 1 without Shady Rays, I think.
Why though?
Because Rooster Teeth wouldn't give us the money to make it.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, we had to get a top line sponsor.
There was also a nice moment where the wave had started and it was going around, and there was varying amounts of effort from our group in the wave. The first time it came around, everyone behind us, like all the wives, just stood up and contributed to the wave, and then we got kind of yelled at for not doing it because we were just talking or something. And then when it came around the second time, without saying anything, Geoff and I both remained seated but put up one hand to contribute in the laziest way possible. And I just really enjoyed that we both
pretty
gave
good.
the same amount of effort.
Well, you and I are having a good conversation, I think.
I think we were talking about how in England it's known as the Mexican wave because during one of the World Cups, it was the Mexico fans that started it. And it just is forever known as the Mexican wave.
Which sounds super racist to me, but
Yeah, I think I first talked about it on the podcast with Gus, and he was like, "What?"
Do you feel like you can describe the meals you've had this week as a dining experience? We can all get stuck in a rut and not feel like we have the time or energy to cook at the end of the day. That's why I love Factor. Their chef prep, dietitian approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious. I just had the grilled pork chop and butternut mash with caramelized onions and Brussels sprouts on the side. It's everything I want in a meal. It's calorie smart, high protein, low carb, and I get it quickly. That's what I'm talking about. So you got to ask yourself, is it time to improve your dining experience? Check out today's sponsor and head over to factormeals.com/regulation50off and use code regulation50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. More variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. And you can support your wellness goals. Enjoy the new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats. From more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Like me. Feel the difference, no matter your routine. Eat smart at factormeals.com/regulation50off and use code regulation50off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code regulation50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
But yeah, Emily and I tried to give everybody the perfect Detroit fall weekend. So we did hockey, we did a cider mill, we did the original Detroit style pizzas for Buddy's original location. We did foaling. Have you guys ever heard of foaling?
No, what's foaling?
Foaling is this thing that was invented in Detroit that I think probably only exists there. It's like football bowling. Imagine if you were playing cornhole, where you got like a cornhole thing on one side and then the other cornhole thing on the other side. But on it, instead of it being angled, it's flat and there's 10 bowling pins on it. And instead of a beanbag, you throw a football.
Oh.
And then you have to knock 10 pins down, and then the other team is throwing it back your way to knock your 10 pins down. And it is surprisingly difficult to do.
As someone who's never been able to throw a football and make it do the football thing where it spins in a cool way, I found it quite difficult.
But it was so much fun. And there's an element to it, too, where they're like actually the room we did it in, I think, that is in that photo. There's like 10 lanes in a row, and there's no netting or anything between them because one of the rules is if any rogue ball knocks your pins over, you lose your pins. So you have to play defense while you're playing the game to make sure that nobody else's footballs knock your shit over, which means you get hit in the face a lot with other people's footballs.
Yeah, there's a lot of strays. You got to keep your eyes open.
Wow.
But pretty fucking fun. I'm not sure that Meg had enjoyed it, but I certainly did.
Didn't Burn Dog get hit right in the mouth?
yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's all right.
No, it's funny.
It's fine. It's funny.
Oh, okay.
Not like crying hurt. What else did we do? We went to the Ford Museum. I wrote down my notes, talk about lunch at the Ford Museum.
Yeah, that's the place you've been before that you talked about in the podcast where they have like the JFK car and the
Yeah.
Lincoln chair, which I saw and is indeed covered in goo.
Pretty gross.
Presidential gunk.
But inside the Ford Museum, which is, it's just like all this fucking museum
Sure.
shit. Mostly a lot of cars and airplanes and stuff, a lot of big trains, a lot of Christmas ornaments. There's all kinds of nonsense. But we went to this little diner that's kind of like right in the middle of it. It's like situated next to an old McDonald's sign that they rescued says like 100 million served. It's like that old. And then there's an actual kind of cool. I don't know if you saw this, Gavin, but there's an actual Holiday Inn that they built, like one hotel room that they built that you can like look in. They like deconstructed the wall so you can see what the original Holiday Inn motel room looked like. It's kind of cool. And then like on the other side of this is a diner, like a 1940s style diner that you can go in and order food at.
Oh, wow.
And we were all pretty hungry, so we decided to eat there. Pretty limited menu. I ordered the Sloppy Joe because, it's on the menu.
Of course, you
and
have
there
to.
wasn't a lot else. It was like a cucumber sandwich that everybody else got. Sloppy Joe. What'd you get, Gav?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I got like a chicken salad sandwich or something.
Yeah, you were the only, you and I got the different things. Everybody else got this cucumber sandwich. And the girl that comes up to order it, first of all, she goes and she takes Gavin's order and she stands by them. And then she goes, I've never seen the diner from this angle before. I really don't like it. And we're like,
And we were just
What?
like,
okay.
okay.
She's like,
But surely you saw it from this angle when you walked up to it for the first time.
or when you took anybody else's order. But then it was like, it was weird because it lingered for a while. Like she was like, yeah, this is really, I don't like this. This isn't good. And we're like, okay, cool. Anyway, I'd like a Diet Coke, please. And she's like, Diet Cokes didn't exist in the 1940s. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll take a Faygo. And then we got our food. Everybody seemed to enjoy theirs. It took an incredibly long time. And then at some point she came over and she said something to the effect of, yeah, sorry your food's taken a long time. The cook was real annoyed with all the sandwiches, so she's just going to make your stuff last.
What
Straight up
is
said that
what
to
is
us.
going
Like,
on? What
She was
are
like
you talking about?
Complaining to us about all of the sandwiches we ordered. It was like one of the rare times it's happened. And there were like 5 things on the menu.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, we're closing in a little bit. And so she's just going to make your stuff last. And we're like,
What?
okay. And we looked back and we could see the chef looking through like a porthole and she looked angry. And I was like, that lady looks mad. So I'm not going to fuck with her. And we're like, okay. So we just have conversations. Eventually the food came. Everybody seemed to love their food. I got a Sloppy Joe that had been taken out of a fridge.
It seems as though they made the Sloppy Joe and then looked at the rest of the order, which was all sandwiches, and thought, we'll take our sweet time. Jeff's was like 45 minutes from the fridge out.
It was chilly. Like it wasn't even room temperature. It was chilly. I got to thinking like maybe they ate cold sandwiches in the 40s. Like I'm getting tricked. I'm trying to rationalize it. But I don't think that's the case. I think my sandwich sat for like a half an hour before I finally got my food. Anyway, so then we eat our food, a couple more weird interactions. At some point, we realized we got to get the fuck out of here. We can't find Hurt anywhere. So Emily goes, why don't you just go up to the counter and see what you can do? So I walk up to the counter where you pay, and I go, yeah, we'd like to check out. And she's like, do you have your bill? And I go, no, but we're that table right there, the only table with people at this point. And we're the only people in your restaurant. So, we're the only customers, so whatever that bill is. And she's like, well, I gotta go find your waitress. And I'm like, okay. And then she disappears for a while. And then some other dude comes over to talk to 2 other waitresses to the left, just off camera a little bit, right? And he's in like, I don't know, like a suit, like period garb from like maybe the 20s or the 30s, because the Ford Museum is next to this place called Greenfield Village, which is like people dress like they're in the 1800s and shit. And so he's got this like period garb, and he's having a distressing conversation with him. So I pick up on it, and he goes, yeah, I don't know, man. They just said somebody complained to HR, so they were letting me go. I don't know what I'm going to do. He's like, yeah, I just like, I'm really bummed. I don't even, just like HR said there was nothing they could do. And I guess it was a bad enough complaint. And I'm like, what did they complain about? Holy shit. What, this guy got fired on the spot. And he's just like got a straw hat in his hand and it looks like he's like dressed like it's fucking 1936,
He was dressed as someone who would have no idea what HR was.
Yeah. Like HR didn't exist when that suit was in vogue. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. And he was like sweaty and like really flustered. And I felt bad for him. And the lady he's talking to, she goes, well, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. We complain about people to HR constantly and nobody ever gets in trouble. And I was like, right then, the girl comes back over and she goes, hey, sorry, let me check you out. And while she's checking me out, she goes, yeah, I guess I forgot I had customers and I was in the back eating lunch and that didn't go over well. She goes, I'm not gonna, this isn't gonna go well for me. And I go, what? She goes, yeah, this is going to reflect pretty negatively. This isn't going to go well for me. And then she just walked away. And that was it.
It's like seeing the diner from that angle really threw her day off.
Oh my God.
And then we just left in like confused about all the HR goings on at that diner. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of outshone the whole museum.
Did you eat at that diner last time you went there?
Never eaten there before.
You got to go back.
Never would have eaten there before. It was only because like everybody was starving and it was either that or go through the parking lot, get in the car, drive 20 minutes to find a place, So we were like, let's just there's food immediately. Let's just eat this.
Do you think there was more than 2 grams of sugar in your sloppy Joe?
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that there is.
You might have gone over that day.
I probably overdid it on that day. Yeah.
Did you pay your bill with a credit card?
Yeah, no, they apparently credit card processing did exist.
Wow, that's
an Apple Pay.
Weird.
Wild.
In the 1940s, huh?
I didn't think that
Was
was
it
the case,
cash only? Interesting.
but it was. I'll tell you something that pissed me off. Gavin and I toured a house. This isn't even in my notes. I just remembered it. Gavin and I toured a home of the future, which was like this house that was built out of airplane parts because they had a bunch of spare parts like right after World War II. And so like aluminum siding and airplane shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they decided to repurpose it into like these modular homes of the future. It was like a circular home that was self-contained. And that the goal was like, if they got like 1 million pre-orders, they'd be able to make them.
And it had like a central column for the air. It was like the trash can Mac Pro of houses.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And I guess they sold 0. So the project immediately fell apart. But in the process, they were like, how much do you think a house like this would have cost in 1940? I'm going to guess 1945. 1945. It's right about then. And people are like, I don't know. And he's like, $6,500. And everybody's like, ooh. And then he goes, you know what an average house cost in that time? And we're like, no. And he goes, about $3,200. So it's about twice the cost of an average home. And then you're like, wow, man, a house costs $3,000. That's nuts. And then you go through this like 20-minute tour. And then at the end, he goes, so this house, adjusted for inflation today, would cost $95,000. And that's where he leaves it. And then you're thinking, so a house is supposed to cost $50,000 in 2025? That's what you're saying? That like if it followed inflation, an actual home, 1,000 square foot home, which is what he told us, should cost $50,000 fucking dollars? And that pissed me off.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, especially around Austin, add a 0 on, and then you're talking about like a livable place.
Yeah, you can't buy a teardown in Austin in the city limits for less than $500,000. It's fucking insane.
It's because a lot of the land is like alone is like $400,000 for a plot a house can fill in.
That was a stark reminder of how good things are going for us under capitalism in 2025.
Yeah. You think if you lived in a house built out of airplane parts, would you need to prove you're qualified to open the front door? Would it just be like an emergency door?
Front door certified? You have to be 16 years older. Man, I would not have wanted to live in this house. Let me tell you, it did not look.
I would have liked to live in it for about a week.
Without the air conditioning?
Yeah. And all of the shelves were like on a rotating rack inside the wall.
It was rainwater cooled, which is a cool idea, except the rainwater just filters openly into your bedroom. And then it's just like...
What do you mean? What does
like
that
a
mean?
gutter that goes around the inside of the house that contains rainwater.
What?
And also the windows don't open, so you have to open the side of the house if you want ventilation.
And you want to live in this for a week?
I mean, I think it'd be fun for a week.
Yeah, I mean, I've done camping. It's better than a tent.
Yeah, that's fair. True. So it's homes that were made out of parts that were like excess, right? Not like they stripped a plane and turned the planes into houses.
Yeah, no, it was more like we have all this
That would be
excess
more
stuff.
fun.
How do
Yeah.
we repurpose it into somebody had the brilliant idea?
It was like we have 1 million domes worth of aluminium and plexiglass.
In my head, it was like they made a bed out of a bunch of airplane seats. Like they just got a bunch of seats and stretched
Like
it
the
out.
fucking like the cool furniture Bernie bought for Rooster Teeth back in like 2008.
Exactly like
Our
that.
chairs were made out of airplanes.
I've got that now for some reason. I don't know what I'm doing with that.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm keeping it for him, but I haven't. I hasn't mentioned it for ages.
Heavy ass fucking ugly chair. Gavin, what did you think of a cider mill? You had your first cider mill experience.
To be honest, I kind of forgot where we were until after we left. I was like, oh, that was the cider mill. I didn't order any cider or anything.
Oh,
You had a donut though, right? You tried one of the hot donuts?
Yeah, ordered one donut because they were. I should have known when you could buy them by the dozen that they're probably going to be small. But I ordered one, and it was maybe the size of if you make a circle with your finger and thumb.
Yeah, they're small.
Yeah.
You get like a dozen, you fucking go to town.
they're like fair donuts.
How
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't want to get
Was
back in the line.
was it like 95 cents? Like what did you pay for one tiny donut?
I think it was like $2.95 or something.
This man was still thinking he was in 1940.
Yeah, in 1940 that would have been 4 cents.
I usually get like the hot cinnamon apple donuts, and then you get like hot cider. But Vanessa got this apple slushy that they had, this like cider slushy. That was one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. I can't believe how good that tasted. If you ever have a chance to have a cider slushy, go
Interesting.
fucking go for it. Drop everything.
Y'all do any scrumping?
Fucking no, man. There's too many eyes at a place like that. You can't get away with scrubbing. Discovered something really cool. Went to this place called Belle Isle on Sunday, which is the island just off Detroit. It's like in between Detroit and Canada. And it was like essentially the city park for 100 years. It's like where there was a zoo, there's a conservatory, there's an aquarium. Then it fell into disrepair, and the city's kind of rebuilding it now. So we went to Belle Isle and we went into this aquarium and discovered something, a couple things really cool. One, that you can sponsor fish in the aquarium. You can sponsor an actual aquarium within the aquarium.
Look at that plaque.
Yeah, like look at that plaque.
Oh, that's cool. Connecting whalers.
Available to sponsor up at the top. And so we're like, how much does it cost to sponsor an aquarium and some fish at this this cute old aquarium? And it's affordable. It's like $2,500. So Gavin and I were thinking maybe regulation should sponsor some fish. Maybe this could be like a little bit of goodwill. We spend some money for charity, for a good thing. And then in the process of getting excited about that and learning about the aquarium, we discovered not only is this aquarium sponsorable, it is the oldest aquarium in America.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, I like that.
We could sponsor as regulation a couple of like pike or whatever, gar. It's all gar in there. We could sponsor
love
a couple
gar.
of gar. They love gar. We could sponsor a couple of gar for like $2,500, which seems like a good place to spend money for a good cause. You know,
Regulation gar.
instead of a bench, why don't we sponsor some fish?
No, I'm very into that. Is this what a gar is?
Yeah, they're like long crocodile fish looking things. They're like an eel with a crocodile head.
Yeah, they're pretty small in the aquarium.
I'm very into this idea. I think it's really cool. Can we pick different fish, or are we probably going to get stuck with a gar?
You can pick different aquariums. That there's multiple that are available. It's not all gar. There are different kinds of fish. They get more expensive. I don't know. I was figuring we would sponsor whatever was $2,500.
Absolutely,
because they can
yes,
get.
yeah.
It's like I think the range was like $2,500 to $10,000.
Okay,
So
okay.
$2,500 fish seems appropriate. But I just feel like that'd be like I don't know. It's like a goodwill thing to do.
They have a puffer fish
Okay,
that has a
you
little
have a-
grin.
Yeah, like
He's all
definitely
smile.
Emily and a puffer fish had this whole fucking thing going on where it was just obsessed with Emily and it kept like bumping into the fucking
Yeah,
glass trying to get to her.
and it does this like weird like gurning thing with its mouth.
I don't know what the word gurning is.
You didn't have like gurning contests?
I don't know what that means.
What are
Is
you
this
saying,
another
man?
pen that you ordered off of a phone? Burner?
No, gurning.
You keep saying it.
Eric, can you post a picture of a gurning contest?
I don't know how to spell it. Is it with a U?
Might be.
Okay, so
Might
you don't know
be.
how to spell it.
I don't write it a lot.
Is it?
Gurning.
Wait, is it making like a? Is it like doing this?
Yeah, he's gurning. In my experience, you shove your head through something and you
What?
try and gurn the hardest, and then you win based on the power of your gurn.
What are you? What is this? What your whole country does? Is this like a nation full of people doing this? What is this?
Gavin, I don't understand what any of this is.
You keep repeating it as if it's a thing we have heard or thought of ever.
Or see people do.
We're
Yeah.
almost 300 episodes into these podcasts, and now you tell us about gurning.
So first I brought you scrumping, and now you've got gurning.
I think the problem with all these gurning photos that we're seeing is Gurning the
Picture somebody
queen.
gurning in front of the queen, and she looks confused.
I gotta say, man, I'm with the fucking queen here. This is-
I can't believe that. So America doesn't have gurning.
No.
No.
You've lived here for so long. Has anyone ever brought it up?
Have you ever seen a gurn in the wild?
You don't often notice what you're not noticing. I'm not here 13 years in thinking, you know what? I've not seen anyone gurning this whole
But
time.
you notice a gurn.
I mean, if someone gurned right in front of me.
I feel like I need to see these people not gurning to fully understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah, what do they look like as humans?
Maybe we should have a regulation gurning contest on the Patreon, and we'll vote for the best
Yeah,
best
I
listener
think
who
we-
gurns.
I
think
don't
we'd
know
have
what
to.
a
This
gurn
is-
is still.
Look at what they're doing with their face.
But I don't know how to measure it.
Wikipedia, a gurn or chuck is a distorted facial expression and a verb to describe the action. A typical gurn involves projecting the lower jaw as far forward and up as possible and covering the upper lip with the lower lip.
Okay.
This is a thing when you were a kid and your parents would be like, your face is gonna get stuck that way. This is
Yeah.
what they meant, and like it just happened in England. In England, it happens to you.
In England, they don't say that. They just say, oh, great gurn. Stick your head through this thing and do it again.
In England, they go, keep it up. You'll be going somewhere.
One day you'll meet the queen.
I think I used to like try and gurn through the banisters as a kid because I didn't have whatever that hoop bedpan looking thing is.
Yeah, what's the hoop thing? I like in the competition the hoop is sponsored.
It's a gurn power play sponsored by Geico.
The hoop thing looks like the thing they put over horses.
Yeah.
Are you trying to be horses? Are you trying to make like a horse face?
I don't know. It's probably like centuries old. I don't know what you want from me. I've described it.
I want to see your best gurn. That's what I want.
I'll work on it. Maybe we should all give it a go. But yeah,
Yeah, we
the
should have a
pufferfish
gurn
had a
off.
bit of a gurn on when it was swimming around.
It did indeed. I also saw a lot of benches on Belle Isle that were not sponsored in any way, and I just kept thinking, man, if I had a plaque right now, it could be real easy, real easy, little self-adhesive. So maybe we should do some gorilla placking on our own.
Gorilla placking.
I think that's called vandalism.
No, it's beautification.
Could we put up a gurning hole in Austin somewhere?
The word you just keep saying is like, it's gross to hear, and gurning hole makes me uncomfortable. I don't like any of this.
Imagine it like a parking meter in size, but instead of the meter part is a gurn hole, and we'll just film it and see if anyone gurns through it. If we put like gurning hole on it,
You're just gonna get a lot of guys sticking their dick in it.
100%.
I think it's too high for make it too high for Dick.
Make it too high for Dick.
I would love to just sit and film a gurn hole in Austin.
All right, so we put gurn hole in the bit barrel.
If there's ever been a thing that deserves to be in a bit barrel, it's gurn hole.
Yeah, if there's a way we can, if there's a way we can glue
Gurn
it to the bottom of the bit barrel so we never do it, absolutely.
Imagine putting that in and getting gurn hole come out the bit barrel and just looking at Eric's face afterwards as he rolls his eyes.
Vile.
Take it back to hockey for a minute. We're
Okay.
talking about athletics. I assume you have no idea what the rules are, Gavin, to hockey when you went into it. Did you feel you learnt them while watching? What was that process like?
I learned a lot about the sort of rotation of players and how they operate on like cheetah rules.
Cheetah rules?
Yeah, like a cheetah will sprint, but only for a very short duration. But it puts in like 100% effort on a sprint, and then it gets tired and it goes and sits back on the bench.
Yeah, about every 60 seconds or so they switch out.
It's like a game of full beans at all time. And I've also learned that when a goalie comes on to do their stretches, it looks very funny.
Yes, it does look very, very funny. There were some very suggestive poses going on.
Because of this Gurn thing, when you said it's a sport that goes full beans, I thought for a moment that there is a sport in the UK called full beans. Like the Gurn.
I think that's the cheese rolling contest.
Oh, it could be. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
I was also very surprised that in a game that's so violent, well, actually, no one had a fight in this game.
Oh, there are no fights. Okay.
But I did, I did know about the fighting.
Yep.
But I was very surprised that there's no away area for the other team, for the visiting team. There's just people all over the stands, which blew my mind for such a violent sport. Because in football, for example, if Arsenal play Tottenham and there's an Arsenal fan in the Tottenham stands, they might die.
Sure.
Right.
They might get killed if they celebrated an Arsenal goal.
Yeah, that's not sports fandom.
Yeah, they do that in Philadelphia as well.
Specifically with Tottenham and Arsenal. Oh, if there's an Arsenal fan at a Phillies game, oh boy, watch out.
Just anybody at a Phillies game.
I think my favorite aspect of hockey, like going to it live, and maybe like obviously outside of the game itself, is going into that cold arena. Like it just feels like you're there to watch an event. It's the only sport that I've seen where just observing it live, you physically feel different watching it.
Completely agree with you.
Yeah, the vibe was incredible. And also, there's not a non-zero chance of getting hit with the puck.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Was this your first hockey game that you went to?
Yeah.
Did you fixate at all on the possibility? Was it a thing you were thinking of like, oh boy, I really got to be in watch?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't ever look away from the puck.
I remember my first game. I hadn't considered it until I was in my seat and they had a thing pop up on like the scoreboard of being like, watch out for pucks. They could fly out. And I just became fixated on that. I was convinced I was going to get hit by a puck and I was terrified. I was like, I got to really lock in on these pucks.
I mean, it's pretty scary because there's a net that goes, behind the goal people.
Yeah.
But then the net ends and we were like just outside of the netted area. So I thought if someone gets a ding and it clips off someone, it could definitely come our way.
That was a big topic of conversation at dinner later in the weekend at Buddy's, which is, would you rather get hit by a major league fastball or a hockey puck? And everybody who knows anything about sports says, we'll take the baseball, please. And all of our wives said hockey puck for some reason. And we had to look it up. And it was like orders of magnitude worse to get hit by a hockey puck than a fastball. Yeah. Like by a factor of like 100x or something. It was insane.
There was a player recently that took a puck to the face. Maybe it wasn't recent. I saw it recently. Tom Wilson took one. Let me find an image of it. And his face. Oh.
I mean, Geoff showed me a picture of someone who got hit in the face with a puck, and it looked like Frankenstein's monster. It looked like, oh God.
Yeah. Oh, ew.
It looks like he's filled his cheek with tobacco.
It's like he's playing Chubby Bunny.
What do you do in this situation? Do they like drain it, or do you just like have to like let the swelling go down? Like, I don't know. Like,
you just
face
gotta let the
stuff like
swelling
that
go
is
down.
like crazy.
What everybody else does who's not a Capitals fan is go, fuck yeah. Fuck Tom Wilson. That guy sucks.
Awesome.
Everyone
Fuck
else
yeah.
is pumped about it. There's such a funny HBO used to do this series called The Road to the Winter Classic that was like 30 for 30, but for hockey. And the first season, the Penguins are on it. And there's a player that took a puck to the face, and his face was like that, but he also had a giant black eye. And nobody had seen him, I think. Nobody really focused in on the damage it had done. And he's like, hey, guys. And they turn around, and it's like the most Looney Tunes ass injury you've ever seen, where his face is like a balloon and he's got a giant black eye. And they're like, oh, fuck, man. And he's just like, oh, does it look bad? Not look good. It's great. I mean, it's terrifying. I was so scared of getting hit by a puck. It's crazy to me that blocking shots is just part of that game. No thanks.
I wonder who sponsors a crowd member getting hit by a puck.
Oh man, That would suck because Happy Gilmore's dad died because of a hockey puck. Could you imagine if he died because of like the Slim Jim puck of the game?
Sponsored by Aldi.
The Advil.
It was, I do think that hockey is rapidly becoming my favorite live sport to watch. Definitely more than football and basketball. And, you know, basketball is my one true love.
Sure.
Hockey's way better live than basketball. The only thing that can really compare is baseball. It's just a totally different experience. But man, there is just something about like you sit down in that seat and you are transformed. And the game of hockey makes so much more sense when you can watch the entire arena at one time, and you can see line changes in their totality. And it just like it really clicks in that way. And then also, I will say we also were very fortunate that we were sitting right above the goal. And so in overtime, we got to watch the Red Wings score the winning goal. It was like right under us. And that was cool. Like perfect placement. It was such a cool experience to get to be a part of and watch a team win in overtime.
We were just above the goal bit, but we were just below the beanie toss area.
In a beanie toss?
At one point, it just started raining beanies.
Yeah, one of the beanies landed on Vanessa.
That's awesome. So it ended in overtime before the shootout?
Yeah, it ended in overtime before the shootout in the 3-on-3. And then, I don't know, Gav, what other insights did you have from Detroit? What do you think about Detroit? Am I missing anything? At one point, he was laughing to himself and he wrote down a note. And I asked what he was doing, and he said he was writing down a note. And I looked, and you had a shitload of notes on your phone.
Well, that's just my main note. I never delete anything. What did I add though? 2 buttholes. We talked about
Did we talk about 2 buttholes?
Not on here.
Oh yeah, the inside and the outside butthole.
Maybe I was just writing down all the sponsored stuff. Yeah, apparently there's Meg was telling us there's a second butthole up your butthole.
An involuntary butthole that exists like the other side of a sausage.
It's a similar sphincter that you have no control over, but it will like push open and push poo down, and that's when you need to poo. And then if you don't use your self-controlled butthole to do a poo, your second butthole will like pull back what it released and close up again, so you don't need a poo.
Yeah.
Interesting. A double butthole.
It's like a vibes butthole. It just kind of operates based on how you're feeling.
And that must be the butthole that when I'm thinking, like when I need a poo and I'm getting closer to a toilet and then I really start needing a poo, it must be my second butthole just really putting everything against the inner doors.
Sure, as it does. The vibes hole, as they call it.
I gotta say, it was fucking awesome to spend a weekend in fall with leaves changing and weather.
Yeah, we flew to a different season.
Wore a jacket and fucking pants. I wore pants. I thought, oh my God, I can finally wear pants again. Back in swim trunks. Got off the plane Monday, 90 fucking degrees. Back in swim trunks immediately.
That's a way to live.
God damn.
It was just a bit of a crazy weekend to be flying because as we were leaving, like all the Formula One was coming in to Austin. But then at the place we were at in Detroit, there was a marathon and also the No Kings protest. And then I immediately flew to Missouri, where in Austin, everyone was leaving the F1 thing. And it was just a real shit show of a weekend to be flying also in the middle of a government shutdown.
Yeah, sure. And then the AWS hat thing happened on Monday, which delayed my flight for like an hour.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Everything was grounded at airports for a little while because they all rely on Amazon Web Services. It was just a nightmare all the way around.
Speaking of NHL, I read about a referee who allowed a goal that actually went behind the post under the net and gave it as a valid goal. And apparently they got permanently banned from being an NHL referee for life.
They don't fuck around in the NHL.
Think about what players do and what they get away with, and they get to keep playing after like a 1-game ban. And you get you just get your career just ended by one decision.
Hockey reffing is really weird, where they call penalties, but they don't call penalties, and then they create penalties if they make mistakes.
Oh, they like OJ it?
Yeah, like let's say like they'll make a penalty call against a team, and then it'll be reviewed in some aspect, and it's like, that wasn't that great of a call. They will do a makeup call, or they'll just find something to call. But there's also like a layer of the game where like people are constantly technically cheating and they don't call it. So then it's like a thing where they'll suddenly call one of those things to even it up. It can be infuriating to watch. So frustrating.
Do you watch every game?
I try to watch as many games as I can. So typically I'll miss a few in a season. I get deep into it where I'll listen to like the post-game show. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love listening to post-game shows for teams I don't care about too, especially in the US where it's just like, oh, we got Big Bill calling in to talk about the Cowboys offensive line this week. What's your takes, Bill? It's just a guy rambling for 5 minutes.
So what percentage of your waking life is consuming sports, do you think?
Oh, that's interesting. I guess it depends on the time of year. I would say I probably spend at least an hour a day. I'd say I probably spend an hour a day absorbing sports content in some form.
Yeah.
I become a really big radio guy this year. I've been listening to the radio a lot.
What? You listen to like local sports radio?
Like FM radio?
Local sports all over. I got this app that lets me listen to radio stations anywhere in the world. So sometimes I'll just pick a random country and I'll just listen to like whatever's going on over there.
Love that. I feel like maybe you should get into ham.
I could be a ham guy for sure.
Maybe you should get in the ham zone, ham radio.
You could get into a different kind of ham zone.
Because you like talking to strangers. You can whip up a conversation with anyone about anything.
Here's the thing. I don't, though. I really don't.
You're great at it.
Yeah, but I'm great at it here. I couldn't do the 2 cakes call if we weren't recording a podcast.
I watched you do it when you interviewed that guy in 50 Cent Blood in the Sand that night, and that wasn't for any content.
But that was in my head like I'm doing a bit for it's weird. It's like there needs to be a reason for it.
What if you were streaming your ham zone?
Streaming the ham zone?
Yeah.
We could basically watch you become good and learn all the terminology of ham.
I'm writing it down. Ham zone.
That's a great.
Is it like CB radio, the ham zone?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'm kind of into
You
that.
have to get a license though.
I have to get a license
Maybe
to
not
get
in
into
Canada.
the ham zone?
You might need an antenna.
We'll figure it out.
I could find that.
We'll pull it from the bit barrel and then we'll find out.
I've been listening to, I threw on, because it's like sometimes they'll just check in areas that relate to us or the show. And so seeing what I could pull up on the Florida Keys, I was trying to get some maybe Sloppy Joe type radio going. And they have a Keys talk. And it is just conspiracy ghost shit all the time. It's whenever I listen to it, it's typically like 11 at night and I'm trying to fall asleep and I'll throw this on for an hour and it'll be I talked to an angel or an alien and let me tell you about it, or this is what really happened to Bobby Kennedy. It's just shit like that.
That's awesome.
Imagine if you did this all the time and then maybe once a month you could fill us in on all the ham news from around the world. Like what people have been talking about.
Oh, another hamming it up with Andrew. You
Shit. Hold on. Let me write that
phenomenal.
down. Ham zone, hamming it up. Fucking hell. Hamming. This is going in the bit barrel for sure.
How much does it cost to get into ham? And what's the initial investment on that?
I don't know. It feels like a hobby that every person I talk to is going to be double my age.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like you're going to be getting into it with, I mean, it's like a few $100, it looks like, to kind of get some of this stuff going. Maybe there's cheaper, more expensive, but like, this is like an old dude hobby. This is definitely like an old dude hobby.
Oh, absolutely.
It seems to be mostly based, the conversation is mostly based on like where someone is and how clearly you can hear them.
You have to take a test, an FCC exam for
Oh, fuck that.
$35.
Pirate ham radio is what I'm going to get into.
But you can cheat and use the internet, so it doesn't matter.
But also, does he have to because he's in Canada? Is there a different Canadian thing?
Might not have to, yeah.
I can't imagine that the FCC has its clause in Vancouver.
That's a fair point.
Could be pork radio. Slightly different.
Umbilico radio. I was watching sports last night. Speaking of sports, I was watching double sports last night where I had on one TV, because Burn Dog and Vanessa were over, on one TV I had the Red Wings game going on TNT, and then while I was waiting for the Celtics game to start, I had the Knicks Cavs game over on ESPN, because ESPN got the NBA license now, right? And so, or not ESPN, I'm sorry, NBC. So NBC got the basketball license back, and had the weirdest fucking moment where I was watching Shaq and Charles and those guys talking about the basketball game over on NBC in the NBC studios, and then I walked outside after a few minutes to go check on Bernie and see how the hockey game was going, and it was between a period over there, and then Shaq was on set at the hockey game on TNT, and that broke my mind that he was on TNT and NBC at the same time on the same night. And I guess it's because TNT used to do both broadcasts, and when they moved to NBC, they kept the same studio, so they're still physically filming in the same location. But it just seems like such a weird conflict of interests for Shaq and Chuck to be able to go from TNT to NBC back and forth on the same night during live broadcasts. So it was fucking wild.
That is very funny.
Busy guy.
He is a busy guy.
It's one thing when they're both on TNT and you're like, oh, I guess that makes sense. But then to be different competing networks, just insane.
Terrible gummies. Shaq gummies. Would not recommend.
Yeah,
I'd say
they're
to his
big.
face.
They're not great. They're very big.
They're terrible. They are very big.
What kind of gummies are they? Like, are they just candy or are they like weed gummies?
No, they're like candy gummies, and they look like his face, or they try to look like his face, I guess is probably the better way to describe it. It's an attempt at face.
Andrew, have you effed with Percy Pigs?
What?
The little chewy thing?
Huh?
Percy Pig.
Percy Pig?
The fuck is this?
I heard Pussy Pig.
What do I know this from? Have we talked about this on the show before, or is it a different show?
Yeah, why do I know this as well? We've talked about it's
yeah,
like
we've
there's
definitely
pig,
talked about this,
there's
right?
pig feet or something in the pig
They're
thing.
just pig faces. You go to M&S and you get a little bag of Percy Pig. And I don't like anything. I don't like any chewy, gummy, candy shit. But I can eat a Percy Pig for some reason. So that's my number one.
I feel like we talked about this in that they're hooves. They're hoof gummies. They're pig hoof gummies.
They're not hooves though. They're faces.
I know, but they're made of hooves.
Are you talking about like? No, what are you talking about?
I don't know. We've talked about
But
gummies
isn't
that
that
were
what
like.
that's gelatin, isn't it? It's like made out of like
Maybe that's what the thing
gelatin
was.
is
We
like
went full circle
animal,
on
like hoof and stuff like that.
I think it used to be. Is it still?
I bet it's still probably like not a vegan product. Yeah.
They taste fruity.
Okay.
Well, it's made
You're
with real
still
fruit.
talking about Percy Pigs. We're getting into the specifics here, man.
I was just trying to think of if there's
No.
actual pig in a Percy Pig.
I probably not.
Can't imagine.
No, but so you'll eat those, but you won't eat squashies.
Interesting.
I tried a squashy, but
What if a rat bit into those?
Yeah, what if a rat chewed on those? Would Geoff eat more after he saw that a rat had some?
I mean, like Andrew was saying, it felt
How
weird
good
to
is
eat the bubblegum one, but the rat teeth marks made it extra bad.
Not to Geoff.
Yeah, they tasted.
Why do we got to single out Jeff? Nick ate as many as I did post rat diet.
You know what? You're right. I guess I'm just used to it with Nick. I apologize.
And by the way, I refute that there is a rat out there with a perfect bite like that.
I agree with that.
Definitely have an overbite.
Speaking of British things, I just wanted to say the Bird Not Bird draft came out at this point, and I'm happy about it because I'm now even with James Buckley.
You're even with it.
Oh,
How do you mean even?
Well, because I felt a little bit bad because I didn't pay to watch the In-Betweeners. It was a thing
Okay.
when I was at school.
His show.
Okay.
I had a friend give me a disc and said, "Hey, this is a show that I like. I think you might like it. It may not have been captured legally, if you catch what I'm saying." And I always felt bad because then he like became kind of like in the Rooster Teeth like circle thing. And I was like, I feel like I kind of owe this person some way because I consumed content that they were heavily involved in without paying for it when I should have. So that was the main inspiration for me getting the Buckley cameo is we're now even.
You gave him way more money than he would have made from you just watching the show on TV, though.
That's a good point. If anything, maybe Buckley owes me now.
Yeah, you should call in that favor at some point.
I should.
Did you like the In-Betweeners?
Yeah, it was great.
Great show.
He records a lot of cameos. He records a lot of cameos in his bed. He's in his bed a lot for a lot of these cameos. I'm really
He's
surprised.
constantly fucking.
I just like, what is he? Get out of bed. What are you doing?
With a haircut like that, you can't get out of bed.
This is out of control. This is crazy.
It is really funny that I got a Tony Hawk cameo, obviously. If you haven't watched the Bird Not Bird draft, please watch it to see
Jesus
the
Christ.
various cameos that are in it. Acceptance speeches for Bird Not Bird winners. Tony Hawk uses like a sunset as his backdrop. James Buckley's just in his bed.
Well, Geoff, you must have a spot. You must have a cameo spot that you do.
Oh, that's
Who,
an
me?
interesting question. Yeah,
Yeah,
do you have
you
like
just do it all
a
in your office?
backdrop you always use or like what?
I usually do it against a door, like just a white door. So it's just like a plain background. And I tend to sit down on the ground when I do them so that hopefully Albert will join me, but he very rarely does.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's is just like, I think probably his house in like Carlsbad or Encinitas or whatever, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it's just like his backyard, but still, like, there's some thought to like what the backdrop is.
He's not just laying in bed, you know?
Tony Hawk owns a house in Grosse Pointe.
Does he?
That does not look like Michigan, though.
No, I think that's probably Southern California, my man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You try to get your dog in your cameo? That's a good idea.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Everybody loves the dog. He's not into it, though. Henry was a performer. Albert is difficult.
I could see that.
Yeah, bit of a prima donna.
I'd probably try and put Smee in some if I did cameo.
Ooh.
Maybe I should try some.
Yeah, try it.
I have a life hack before we wrap up. And I'm mainly saying this because I want Gavin's read on this, because last time I had a life hack, Gavin did not think it was a life hack.
What was your last one?
My last one was that if you ordered the McDonald's Happy Meal with pancakes,
Oh, that was your first one.
well, what was my, did I have one between then and,
Oh,
I think that's been your only one. Yeah.
I think that was my only life hack.
okay.
Yeah. This one's in a similar vein. And I've had it work 75% of the time. Doesn't always
Ooh.
work. But I ordered from Tim Hortons one day. And they have Timbits and they have full donuts. And their Timbits are like the donut holes, is what they call them. They call them Timbits. Justin Bieber had a whole line of them. It's crazy. But you can get them. Same, obviously, because it's all part of the same donut. Same flavors as the full donuts. I ordered 2 Timbits of 2 different types of donuts. And I'm guessing they just didn't have the Timbit of that flavor. So instead, they just gave me full donuts of both flavors. I've tried this 3 different times at this point, and I've received full donuts on my Timbit order 2 of the 3 times.
At the price of the Timbit?
At the price of the Timbit, I'm ordering a Timbit, singular Timbit.
Ah.
I'm getting a full-size donut.
You should order it now and see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that when it doesn't work, you just end up with 1 Timbit, which is not. Nobody wants that. But I can. I'll order it, and maybe we'll do an update.
Did you know that they're not actually the holes from the donuts?
Yeah, I mean that may, like, I didn't know that, but that, sure. I don't think of them as being the donut holes, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Like they don't punch out the middle of a donut to make a donut hole.
Really? They just get rid of the donut middle?
No, they just make it as a ring.
Yeah.
Oh, that works. I guess there are no bagel holes. So, like,
Right, they're made into rings.
How come bagel companies don't sell bagel holes as a gimmick?
they should.
It wouldn't work.
Donut holes are just a gimmick. Why can't bagel hole?
So it'd be just like 2 tiny bagel halves with a tiny amount of cream cheese in between.
Yeah, it'd be like a bagel bite
What are bagel bites?
without the pizza. What are bagel bites? The fuck?
Follow bagels, Gavin.
This man's talking about whatever
Guys
he
over
would
here.
gurning, and he doesn't know.
Never had a fucking bagel bite.
Bagel bite.
Show me a bagel bite.
What's going on?
I don't know how he would feel about a bagel bite.
It looks like a tiny pizza. Oh,
Yeah.
Goddamn right it does. Yeah.
so wait, it's
Bagel
how
bite.
big is that? The scale's non-existent.
Think about like a little bit bigger than an Oreo, I would say.
Yeah. Think about the space between a bagel where a smaller bagel would fit.
You into this? You not into this? How do you feel about this, Gavin?
I would definitely try that.
Oh, we gotta get him some bagel.
Gavin,
We're
all
just
right, hold on.
we're just
Going in the
putting
hand.
Gavin eats bagel bites on
Well,
the
we
the
shouldn't
barrel?
do that because when we put Gavin does lemonade, you got livid about it.
Well, yeah, that's our understanding. I felt was that you knew what Sprite was and tasted like, and that's what we were comparing. And then we made all this lemonade, and then you went, "I just never had Sprite. I don't know."
Well, I haven't.
What?
And then a lot of people were
See?
saying, that that's not even what happens anyway, and that you do get lemonade. Do you see those comments?
What?
Yes, a lot of people are like, Gavin doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I get lemonade every time I order. And then other people are like, no, Gavin's correct. What
Yeah,
you think is lemonade isn't lemonade. You don't know what lemonade is. And there's all kinds of discord.
I'm only basing this on when I took Meg to England for the first few times. She would order lemonade and she'd be like, "This is Sprite." I'd be like, "Yeah, it could be 7-Up, could be Sprite, I guess." Lemonade.
Wow. Huh.
No frame of reference.
Also, a lot of the
Put it in the
comments
barrel.
were annoyed that I wasn't making the lemonade when the title of the video was Gavin makes lemonade. But I tried to get in there, but I feel like it was Jeff's recipe, and we were just
Oh,
Let's
you
follow
know
and lead.
I am. I'm sorry. I just was trying to take charge and get it done. Plus,
make sure
we
it
let you chop the fruit, and that was pretty scary.
Yeah,
And
that was scary enough. Yeah.
I'll be honest. After that, I didn't know how much I wanted you to participate.
No, that's fair. I did some chopping and I did some juicing, and I learned while juicing that apparently I've been using a juicer backwards my entire life.
Yeah, it looked like you probably were. Yeah.
I thought you had to put the lemon in the direction of what a lemon looks like.
No. I saw some comments where people are like, what are you talking about? Gavin's using it Gavin's right. You guys are using it the wrong way. And then I saw comments of people going, my man, your life is going to change when you discover how to flip that fruit.
It's really exciting when people learn the right way to do things and they go, oh, okay.
But it doesn't say that on the instructions.
There are no instructions.
What? Thank you, Nick.
Exactly.
Like, who needs them?
Who needs it? Me? I've been using it backwards for 35 years. Look,
Seems like one of those common sense things, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Look at where the holes are.
look where the holes are. It's the shape of the inside of the lemon is like a domed out. It doesn't say it. What? No, but what you're basically doing is turning each lemon inside out, which isn't clear from the way it looks.
It's from the holes.
Yet all of us figured out how to do it at some point.
And then Geoff used a spoon, saying that was easier, and it just
that-
got
no,
big
I
humps.
used a
that
fork.
was crazy.
I used a fork,
really
not a
something.
spoon.
Yeah, I don't know about
not
that.
a
That was
spoon.
really
It doesn't work with a spoon. It works with a fork, and it works
You
fucking
just
great.
ended up getting a load of chunks in it.
No. And we were straining it anyway with the fucking cheesecloth, so the chunks didn't matter.
Oh, I think they slowed down your flow considerably.
Shut up. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You never had a fucking Sprite in your life. You gonna tell me how to make lemonade?
I don't see how either of those are related at all.
Oh, it's all related. They're all connected. It's all interconnected. It's a big web. It's a big drink web.
You don't have to do the thing to insult people doing it.
That's true.
I make fun of Eric's parking all the time. I go, oh shit, when you hit a curb every time. I don't drive. I know you're not supposed to do it.
What I did
When am I hitting?
was make superior lemonade
Okay.
using superior techniques and methods, using traditions passed down from cooks to chefs to generations. You think that I am crazy for using a fork to squeeze a lemon, but when you don't have that thing, it is the best way to do it. And anybody who's worked in a kitchen will tell you professionally that that is a super valid way to do it.
It got all over your hands and you got all sticky. And
Internet
I think
chefs unite!
Hold
on, they're all filing into the comments right now. They're all filing into the comments right now. It's overwhelming how many internet people are agreeing with me.
If you took two thumbs and just thumbed it all out, it would have had the same result as the fork.
We can try that, and then you can determine if that's the truth or not. And also, do you want your thumb? I don't want your thumbs in my lemonade. No offense.
They're washed thumbs at this point.
Can that thumb truly be clean? I don't know.
When life gives you lemons, throw a Gurning contest, as they say.
That's
What
right.
if I get 2 shot glasses of vodka and I just soak thumbs in it for like a minute before I do it?
Well, then you're gonna get me secondhand drunk, and you're gonna break my sobriety.
Why would you
Wow.
do that with Geoff? What the fuck? Wow.
Whoa.
Go
Really?
drink a Sprite,
there's,
Gavin.
There's
You're a
other
mess.
ways to disinfect. You don't have
Wow.
to bring my
hell,
crutch
dude?
into it. Good
I was
lord.
going to say bleach, but I don't think that's going to be great for my thumb skin.
Well, I guess I better go call my therapist. I don't want to relapse. Jesus. Oh, no. This was the anxiety I had.
The anxiety. You want me to settle your anxiety, Geoff? I found another game outside of Green Giant back Miami.
What do you have?
Shit.
You want to see the second game I found that I want us to play? I picked up for us. It's another. It's not fully released yet. It's called Amazing Frog ?
Quest
preview.
for the magical mystery toilet. I think I hate Amazing Frog.
No, I think you're gonna love it, Eric.
I love it.
Didn't we play Amazing Frog? Wasn't it like set in Swindon or something?
I don't know. Did you play Amazing Frog?
Where you like a ragdoll frog?
We've played a frog game before. Absolutely.
And we got our heads jammed through the blimp.
Oh, this is the sequel to a different Amazing Frog game.
Yeah.
There we go. It might be a sequel to what you played.
Amazing Frog is an open world sandbox GTA style version of Swindon. We did play this.
Incredible. All right, well, watch that over on our gameplay channel, but we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
A
All
shitty
right.
outro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was abrupt.
We'll see you later, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing.